Predation, deal 3 damage, cost 0 if you're played a Naga while holding this.
That's already interesting and hard for me.
Yeah. It's even weird because of like Demon Hunter doesn't have. I guess it can go face. These
Yeah.
like. So here's what's hard. Decks for Demon Hunter tend to be either all spells and like a win condition, or all minions. You know, it's hard for like you to have these like hybrid spells and things. You know, so it's like hard for me for these kind of cards to work very effectively. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I guess the you can compare that to Bog Beam.
Yeah.
Um, it can go face, and the condition is not the same. I don't know how bad it is to like have to play Nagas. I think some of the Nagas are pretty good.
Yeah.
Bog Beam was seeing play.
But this does go face.
It does go face, and like
So you can get it, you can get it 0, and then you can also do some sort of OTK with it, or just like not OTK, like just like deal 20 damage kind of thing, burn, so
yeah,
might be good
there's
enough.
no way this is like trash.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give it a 3. So
I was gonna give it a 3 also. I think
okay.
it's gonna be like a 2 of in a pretty normal Demon Hunter, probably at some point, if not right now.
Bone Glaive, 5/2 weapon, 5 mana, Battlecry Dredge. I think is the one. It's just garbage. What do you think?
Arcanite Reaper with Dredge. Yeah, cards are better than that nowadays.
Yeah.
One.
Battlecry, if you attack this turn, deal 2 damage to all enemies. I kind of compared this to the Warlock 4/3 that dealt 2 damage to all non-demons.
Yeah.
And that was trash, and you didn't have to deal damage. So I think this is trash. I'm gonna give it a 1.
I mean, there's a difference. This one you can. The other one was like kind of bad in Zoo because you play some non-demons and it
That's true.
your own minions. This one, I mean, this one, you play your own tempo while removing theirs.
Yeah.
Which is,
Well, but what is hard is like, okay, so if I'm playing a tempo deck, my opponent's trading things off. So unless they go for trading for trades, unless they set up a 3/2/2s on board, like it's actually more useful if you're kind of a slower mid range deck that's more likely to be behind on board, I guess. But like Demon Hunter doesn't usually have that. I think it's a
but
1.
I mean, the card that we just seen is kind of. Oh, I would give that a 2. It's like the card we just seen, and there's like all the Nagas seem like to be like really good in tempo decks, where you just like half spells, half minions, and you just like minions go face, spells go minions, and maybe some weapons. And I feel like this might fit in
Oh,
there.
Chad's letting me know it goes face, so maybe it's actually okay. We'll make it 2 because it's goes face.
Oh,
So all right,
yeah. So if I were agreeing on everything, I didn't expect that.
yeah.
I think
Well,
we used to disagree on a lot of things, and now I grew older, and now I agree with you on a lot of things.
okay, yeah. I have the old man Hearthstone mindset. Everything should be easy. It's all about me outplaying the children. You know,
Yep,
with my wisdom. As opposed to my
exactly.
so. Um, Bizzle Depths. All right, I thought this was garb. I don't know. Is this for tutoring? Like, why is this a playable card? Like 4 mana, draw 2, and Demon Hunter. I don't get
For
it.
two lowest cost minions.
For tutoring,
Yeah, it's
like,
definitely for tutoring. The two lowest cost minions have to always be the same and always be completely insane for this to be good. And I haven't thought of a combination of.
yeah. I
People
mean, you
are saying
can,
Vandar, but like I don't want to play 8 mana for Vandar. Vandar is not worth.
yeah. I mean,
So
Vandar. Like, I'm not a believer in Jombra's. I've played it. I'm convinced it's just like, I'm not convinced it's objectively better than the other Kazakhstan Demon Hunter builds. It's kind of
yeah.
spicier,
So at
but
some point I tweeted that there has never been, there isn't, and there will never be a deck that's built optimally and still plays Vandar.
yeah.
So um,
So,
so I'll stick with my tweet and be like, this is the one.
yeah, I'm gonna give this a 1 as well. So,
Yeah.
all right.
It might be insane if there's like a combo that I don't see with like the lowest cost minion is Reno. Oh, what if
Yeah.
the lowest cost minion is Reno? Or the second lowest cost minion is Reno? And you always draw Reno.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. I mean, it's kind of like the opposite of the Guff effect, where you run the draw your highest or lowest cost card, and you always draw Guff for the Quest Druid, and that deck always had a high win rate on HS replay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not carried by good players, right? So I know you played it, and Habu Gabu got really good at it, right? Pretty much. So
I mean, it was good in Quest Druid. Uh,
yeah. Anyway.
is that the one you were talking about, or do we
Oh
talking
yeah,
about?
so I'm like tutoring like the highest or lowest cost stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Um,
there was one with like venomous scorpids and mischief and prime. That one was trash. But I
okay.
think the Quest Druid was actually like pretty good. Anyway,
Anyways, I think Wayward Sage. I think this is really good. I'm not sure how good, but it's just like efficient. Like, but
yeah.
doesn't have to be outcast. But free stuff is good. I don't know. Um,
So this is very, very little value.
yeah,
It's like a 0 mana 2/2, but with conditions.
but compare it to like the 2/2 in Pirate Warrior that comes out for free when you play a pirate. It's kind of like that, you know.
Yeah, it's not impressive, right? It's
I think you've talked me down from a 4 to a 3, so I'm gonna go to 3.
oh
I like
damn.
it.
Oh, okay. This is the first time we disagree. I don't think it's gonna
Okay.
be. I think it's just too little value and too little upside to be played that way.
Well, my point, Demon Hunter has lots of draw historically, so um, we'll see if it finds the right list, but it can afford to have low value cards that are cheap, in my opinion.
But remember the 4 mana 3/3 that costs one less, like whenever you play a card this turn.
4 mana,
It's like
three,
it
three.
reminds me of this. It's just like too little impact and like
Okay.
yeah.
But you could just keep this in the outcast position, like Spectral Sight, and play it on 2, and then get some free mana. So
Oh,
sure.
it's a Naga. Okay, I'll give it a 2.
Okay.
Because okay, if you're playing the other card, you're playing that one. Okay.
All right, this one I'm not really sure. So, Taunt, Battle Cry. If you hold cast 3 spells, summon 2 copies of this. So this is kind of reminds me of the 6 mana Druid card, but more annoying with no tradable, but slightly better when you hit the high roll. Right?
Oh, do you know what card gets back into standard with the core
What?
set? Mossy Horror.
Oh yeah, I did see that. So, someone link you the spreadsheet, sure. Or can we? Let me get the spreadsheet. I can just go to 1 second.
I sent it in chat, but there was no mod at the time to.
Okay, your access has expired. Wait, oh here we go.
I'm gonna do it. Don't worry.
Oh, all right, let me look. Okay, all right,
Here.
got it. So yeah,
If there's a mod in chat, try it. Please make this into a command.
I might have to do it. My mods have all been retiring lately,
Oh,
so I mod people and then they never show up to chat again. So it's been rough.
that's sad.
I know. Well, hasn't been online even on BattleNet for 30 days. He was my first in command. So okay, Intom's here. Okay, all right, sweet.
Okay. Oh, how good do you think Coil Star Commander is?
Uh, it's hard for me to imagine a world where like these cards historically blow, you know, and like why am I playing a Demon Hunter that wants to play this? You know, like this doesn't work with the Demon Hunter class either. So I can't imagine this being good. Even though I love these kind of cards to be honest, but like I'm gonna give it a 1. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I agree with the 1. I
Plus
don't have
the
much to add. I just think it's like not strong enough. It's too
yeah.
expensive for Demon Hunter. It doesn't work with Outcast.
Yeah. All
Like
right.
it's not skull power level. I don't think. Although skull
Yeah.
probably does stay in the game, right?
Skull's rotating. So
Yeah, okay.
it was the Ashes of Outland card, so it wasn't core. So
Oh yeah, it's also a terrible top deck because you need to have
yeah,
played 3 card spots in your hand. You want your
yeah,
expensive a good top deck.
Like, so if you're gonna have this shitty card in your hand for 3 turns, you want to plop it down and win the game. And it's like, oh, my aggro deck is Beaster. Just Arborup's not a thing, but like just value trades because it's a bunch of 6/2, 2/6s, and then you're in the same predicament. But now I have more stuff. So, anyways,
Yeah.
is this legendary? Okay, Lady Shino, immune while attacking after you cast a spell. Attack the lowest enemy minion. Kind of looks cool. This looks really
you said
cool.
one too many words there. It's not enemy minion. It's just enemy.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's I think a very important distinction.
So I can play this in like on an empty board and wreck control deck.
Yeah. With the 0 mana spell from earlier.
Yeah, if I can figure out a way to like buff this up, the attack of this thing up. So let's say I run Cold Blood, pay no attention that it's Demon Hunter. I can't think of attack buffs that are neutral. And then I play this, do this, cast 5 spells, OTK them. Seems pretty damn good.
Abusive Sergeant probably is not in the game, right?
Yeah, and so we run this as our lowest cost minion, and then we play the Abyssal Depths to draw it. So we always have it. So Abyssal Depths 4. But anyways,
but I think that card is really strong in tempo deck, and I do think there's. I mean, after seeing a couple cards, there's some pretty okay support for the tempo demon.
Yeah, this card looks really good. But I feel like cards like these historically like are almost good enough, but they're not quite good enough. Even though I like these cards, I give it I want to give it a 4, but I think I'm just gonna give it a 3. So I don't think it's quite. What?
4 is like nutty. It's like I don't want to.
Yeah. Well,
I don't.
I haven't. Yeah, that's true. I gotta think of like a 4 card, like Quest for Warlock 4 card. So
yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's not Quest for Warlock. That's a good point. Okay.
Brute DH.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Quest DH. You could play that for removal. Although this is too expensive. No, I disagree. Too expensive.
All right. Are we on Asher and Defector now?
Yep.
Okay. Put a Sunken Defector at the bottom of your deck, and then charge if this attacks. Deal 5 damage to random enemy minion.
I am personally not a believer.
Yeah, I mean, like some of these, like put these Sunken Defector cards. It's like, okay, I'm gonna run a whatever arena card for a shitty payoff. You know, like, oh, I get a 4 mana charge. Even if I dredge it out, like who cares? You know, like it's not that big of a payoff to do a suboptimal tempo play. You know,
I don't think the payoff is that great of a card.
Yeah, and it's like it's. I mean, I guess it's not like understated. So for a rush card, but like there has to be like no downside to begin with, in my opinion, to be like it is understated. It would be like a 4 mana 5/4 is probably the standard. So I'm gonna give this a 1. I think it's just unplayable.
Yeah, I think this is as close as a filler as we're gonna get.
Yeah. Right. Multi-strike. Give your hero +2 attack. They may attack an additional minion. Is this insane? I feel like this is insane.
So 1 mana cleave.
You get to attack an additional minion. I'm not sure. Can you attack face with this, chat, and then attack a minion? Or do I have to attack 2 minions with this?
Oh, I'm pretty sure you can attack face and then a minion.
Yeah, that looks insane. And I can use this. Who's this Atlas, man? So I'll give it a 3. I'm not going to make it a...
It kills Trog in a very annoying way.
Oh, yeah, it does kill Trog. All right, definitely a 3 then, yeah.
Yeah.
So many cards that are just playable because of Trog. So, all right. Celiac, the Abyss. Dude, I want these Colossal Minions to be good, but...
I'll give it a... No, you're right. I'll give it a 3 because it's good in a tempo deck.
I mean, if I have a weapon, I play this, and I get to hit a minion and push 5 face, you know? Or just 2 minions. So, anyways. Celiac of the Abyss. I feel like, you know, if I give my... This is like what's hard to see where the meta is going to be, but, you know, I really want these Colossal Minions to be good. But... they have to be so good. to like see a giant. You know what I mean? It has to be like the standard in my opinion like is like Death Rattle Demon Hunter. You know, like the 7-drop, but like there's you don't need any support. Like you don't need any build around, but it's compared to like that 7-mana 3/6 that doesn't even see play in the current meta. That card's probably better than this, right?
Yeah, this is worse than the Death Rattle one for sure.
So I feel
But
like
the Death Rattle one, you have to play a kind of shitty deck. This one you could just run.
yeah.
Um,
So I don't know. It's like, is the game going to be this thing where we're trading threats for threats and threats for threats? You know, like it's hard. For, you know, I like the board optimism of a long value battle, but that never happens. Like that'll happen for like a day in Hearthstone, and then it'll go back to tempo Hearthstone.
yeah. What OTKs stay in the game? I guess that's a good
LTK stays
yeah.
in, right?
LTK. Okay.
I'm right, chat, right? Yeah, I mean Warlock keeps most of its stuff. Chad, am I right about LTK staying in the game completely? LTK is a good deck. LTK loses a bunch of draw.
Backfire probably.
Yeah, I mean they'll have hero power, so counts, right?
But without backfire, like backfire is pretty important.
That's true.
Only LTK. So I don't think aggro and tempo are, pushing those cards away. I think it's mostly OTK that like, if by turn 7 you want to play that and your opponent by turn 7 kills you from hand,
Yeah.
then this is not great. But also, I don't think the card is even good. Even if
Yeah.
it was that type of meta, I would give that a 1. Even like if it was a
Yeah,
meta.
I'm just gonna give it a 1. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. This sucks.
that specific card, not all colossal.
Yeah. All right. This one is refresh empty mineral crowd is the most expensive spell in your hand. This reminds me of the old that elemental, the 5-mana 4/4 that you play like Spreading Plague and get it for free.
Okay. Yeah.
This reminds me of that, but more stats. You can play it before. I think this might be good.
You can't like innervate play this in a 6-mana spell.
That's a
'Cause
good
you only
point.
require 5.
Yeah.
I don't know if innervate stays or I think bloom rotates. Does bloom rotate? No, bloom stays. I'm not sure.
Bloom stays, yeah. Wait. No, Bloom was multi-class, which is Scholomance, right? Yeah. So Bloom rotates.
Oh, okay. This card's
So-
presumably have death already. I mean, I don't know. Omo doesn't see play. Is that better than Omo?
Is this better than Omu? You don't need Omu. You need a 0-mana card to combo with. You don't need it for this. You know.
I guess. But you need to have an expensive spell in hand. Which isn't
Yeah,
always...
but I guess what I'm saying is cards of similar strength, like the 5-mana 4/4, so I'll play, and you don't need it. You could have a 3-mana spell and then just play this for as a 3-mana 5/5. You know, so it's I don't know. I've seen cards like this before. Now, problem is like how do I fit this in with a druid that has shitty ramp because there's no overgrowth anymore, so they're just wild growth and guff. And there's no lightning bloom, so it's hard to get the guffs out fast. And there's no resizing pouch, so it's hard to get the guffs out fast, right?
Is Nourish staying in the game? Because Nourish is now
Nourish
5
is
mana.
and it's going down to 5 mana, so it's getting buffed.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a delayed 1 turn overgrowth when you think about it. So.
Because it's a nerf to that card, because you only refresh 5 mana.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
I'm not super excited by this card. I think it's like
I think there are too many similar cards. I think it's good. It's hard to like envision the deck, but like that 5-mana 4/4 for elemental was really good. I think it, and so I'm gonna give it a 3. I think it's good.
I'm giving it a 2. I think it might.
Okay.
I don't really see it.
I also remember you can use this with Survival of the Fittest if you get the guff going, and get 10 mana. So it's wait, that card goes away though. But anyways,
Yeah.
all right. Rush starts dormant after you cast 5 mana worth of spells. Awaken. Oh, I love these kind of cards.
1 mana 4/4.
But I mean, you have to cast 5 mana worth of spells, which is awkward. But yeah.
No, Null was really OP.
Yeah.
The Rogue Null.
Yeah. So you also could play this on turn 6, just do 1 mana with Nourish, you know, and get a 1 mana 4/4 rush.
Yeah, that's true. Is that good? Like, it's not insane for sure. Is it?
I don't know.
Like,
I love slow overstated things, so I'm gonna give this a 3. I was right on I rated all the, like, remember Prison Vile Fiend where I actually played with
oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah, so, and it's like the power level is low, right? Like in theory should be low at the beginning of
I feel like
the
they would usually make that a 4/5 and then nerf it. And as a 4/5,
um
it's good. I feel like.
1 mana 4/5 could be, yeah. Maybe they learned their lesson, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 3. I don't know. I just keep giving things 3s. I want to be a believer.
that's
So
good. I gave it a 2 because I
okay,
don't really see it, but it could be good.
all right. Deal 4
Oh wait,
damage.
no, I'm the one. I should be reading. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Okay, you got it. Seaweed Strike.
Okay. Seaweed Strike, 3 mana spell. Deal 4 damage to a minion if you played a Naga while holding this. Also give your hero +4 attack this turn. So this is like a Storm Strike, but +1 attack and +1 damage. But you have to have played a Naga while you were playing Druid, which I feel like Druid is not great at doing that type of stuff. Although there's the 1 mana Naga that we just seen.
I think it's possible that some sort of quest druid runs this because of the synergy of completing your quest. But
Oh,
I think, but other than that, I don't see any deck that isn't quest druid playing this card. But
yeah,
so I'm gonna give it a 2 just because of like synergy. But I don't think it's like independently strong.
yeah. Is it even good enough for Quest Druid? You need to play Nagas. You don't want to play a Naga in Quest Druid.
I
I
don't
give that.
know. I mean, I don't ever think quest druid is good enough. I think the other druids are better. So it's like I can't even give an unbiased answer there. So.
I gave that a 1.
But I think, with the new with all like overgrowth and stuff getting rotated, people might want to run like the Habu Gabu, like quest Guff being your highest cost minion to tutor it out stuff. So I could see it seeing play.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. So one what
Bottom,
1/3? Oh, bottom feeder.
bottom, yeah. Death Rattle. Go ahead. Sorry,
I'll read it. I'll read it.
I keep forgetting.
Death Rattle. Add a bottom feeder to the bottom of your deck with permanent +2/+2. So add this card with permanent +2/+2, and then if you play it again, you probably get. So you get a 3/5, and then you get a 5/7, I guess. Or does
Yeah.
it always 3/5? It's probably 5/7.
No, I hope it's a 5/7. Yeah.
Yeah, dredge it. Yeah, because this is already weak.
So okay, I've thought about this. This is a 4. So this card one. Okay, I've been playing tons of Beast Druid. Beast Druid in Wild already runs the 1/3. But at Beast Druid, often you get to these points in the game where you're like, if I'm against a Control Warrior, now I can actually win that matchup. This card single handedly because I can get massive compostings down. All right, then I get through my deck, and then all of a sudden, bam, bigger bottom feeders every single turn. Yeah, it's insane. So 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to run this card right now in Beast Druid and get #1 legend.
But if it's the bottom of your decks, you have to dredge to get the other thing.
No, I wanted to have this so I never run out of value, and I have inevitability with Beast Druid. That's what I want.
Okay, so you want to draw your entire deck.
Yeah, I do it all the time with Beast Druid. Yeah, two 7-draw compostings. Yeah, Druid Ignite. This card now. I mean, if my opponent doesn't run, I mean, everybody might be running silences,
I
but
didn't
like,
see it like that.
yeah, it's a little bit harder because it's counterable by silence or steals and shit like that. But like, you have to understand, like a 1/3 beast without the death rattle would see play. It already sees plays in Wild, like in a more competitive beast druid deck. So this on its own, without the death rattle, would be a 2.5. So you have to decide: do you even think this is? Because you might think this is actually a negative, but I just played with composting. The synergy with composting. This is insane. Yeah. So someone said also the 0 mana dredge. You just tutor this out, or you go Moonlit Guidance. You play two 5 mana 5/7s. Like it's yeah.
Oh, okay.
So all right.
I was gonna give it a 1, and you convinced me to give it a
This-
2.
Okay.
But
I
I'm
mean,
not.
like I
I'm not.
said, you take off the death rattle, it's a 2.5. Like it sees play, and it's good. So yeah. Okay.
No, maybe. Okay.
Dire Mole is a good card.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, it's okay. I don't think Dire Mole would see play. There's a Dire Mole that gives taunt that has never seen play right now.
it's not a beast. So the beast
It's,
synergy is important. So
yeah, I guess. Okay.
um
I think Owl rotates, right? The 7 mana.
yes, Al rotates. It was a Madison Dark Moon Fair I checked. So I was wanting to know if Beast but sticks around. But Wild Beast doesn't even run Owl. So
Oh,
yeah. All right. Aquatic
yeah.
form.
Aquatic form. 0 mana dredge. If you we should explain dredge once, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Dredge is you look at the bottom 3 cards of your deck, and you choose one. You discover one to put on top of your deck, but you don't draw it. So it's like Sightless Watcher in Demon Hunter, except you don't. It's always the bottom 3 cards of your deck. So Dredge should look at the bottom 3 cards of your deck, choose one to put on top. If you have the mana to play it this turn, draw it. So this card is probably you would probably play it in the 1 mana thing in the bottom
I
feeder deck,
I feel like I would put this in.
every Druid deck.
Yeah, I mean, 0 mana cards historically are good. Like I don't know how much 0 mana synergy is, but like, yeah, I can tutor out a play and just play it. You know.
Yeah, 0 mana draw card is insane.
I mean,
And you
yeah.
discover a card and draw it. So like it's I guess you don't
So
always have to choose because sometimes you can't draw if you choose the best one, but like
yeah.
it's good.
Or I can just do it to like like if I need to get guff.
Oh yeah.
I think this is a 4. Um,
It's gonna
it's
be a 2 off in every Druid deck, so does that make it a 4 or a 3?
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna go
I do
I
this
don't
emotionally. At the end of the day, it's there's not. It depends on like what your standard for what a good card is. But
haven't given a 4 yet, so I'm not gonna give a 4 to that.
okay.
What if I end the whole thing with that? I'm gonna try to make sure to give at least one 4. Okay,
Yeah.
next card is Azsharn Gardens. Sorry for the pronunciation. 1 mana. Give all minions in your hand +1/+1. Put a Sunken Gardens on the bottom of your deck. And then the bottom. Um. Oh, and Sunken Gardens is give +1/+1 to all minions in your hand, deck, and battlefield. So, tiny survival of the fittest. But
I'm
for
not
one
sure on
mana.
this one. Um, I mean, if you have a heavy minion based deck with like some sort of beast druid, play this on one, and then you play 2 trogs for two threes. That seems good. I don't know. Like it's low value. That's its biggest weakness. But
It's good with aquatic form
oh
because
yeah,
you get draw 1 mana survival of the fittest +1/+1.
yeah, that's good.
I mean, I'm not convinced that this archetype as a whole is going to be good, but the card itself is good, and especially with Dredge. So
Yeah.
I guess
I mean, like the card in that Warlock card in Zoo that gave your leftmost minion +2/+2, right? That you would do with doubling it. Remember that card?
oh yeah,
That card saw play. This card seems more flexible, but less high. Like the absolute. I mean, the high roll of having 8 minions in your hand is stronger. So, um,
conditioning is 2 mana, and this is one
conditioning
mana.
is 2 mana. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
conditioning
good.
it gets upgraded, but like I said, this is low value. But yeah, I think it's might be good. It might be good.
I'm giving it a 3.
All right, I'll give you. You talked me up to from a 2 to a 3. So okay.
Oh, next
All
one,
right.
Flipper Friends. Choose one, 5 mana. Choose one. Summon a 6/6 Orca with taunt or 6/1/1 otters with rush. So
The orca.
I guess it's It's an expensive Druid spell which has synergy with the thing that I don't know. I'm not convinced. 6/1/1s with
Yeah,
5 versus like 7/2/1s with rush for 7. It's definitely,
yeah.
but you have a choice of an Orca, which sucks. So it's two options that suck, but
Yeah,
it's Fendrel? Fendrel is in standard, right?
Vendril.
Your choose one affects choose both.
Wait, that's coming in the core set?
I'm not sure. I think so.
Chat, can you confirm or deny? It's annoying for me to see. Vendril
It's
coming back?
the only reason that they printed that card is
Okay.
was there.
Oh,
So
Jerry rig as well. I don't know. I think this is garbage. I'm not gonna justify it. I'm just going with one. So
all right. I was trying to talk myself up to a 2, but
yeah.
okay, 1.
All right. Miracle Grow. Draw 3
Um,
cards. Summon a plant with taunt equal to your hand size. This is a weird one.
this is
Um.
so much better than Ancient of Lore.
Oh yeah, that's
This
true.
is so much better than Ancient of Lore. Like, why would they brought back Ancient of Lore as a 7 mana 5/5 without taunt that draws 2, and
Maybe
at
you
the
have
same
a.
time they print this card, which is 7 mana, draw 3, and like unless it's the only card in your hand, it summons something bigger than a 5/5.
It's wrecked by counterspell, so that's why you run Ancient of Lore. So or the Hunter's Secret.
Of course.
Um. Is this good? I don't. It's like I've learned to be skeptical of cards that have the number 7 or higher on them. But it does make you a big taunt minion.
Yeah,
Just draw
and
3 cards.
you have the 6 mana 5/5 that if you have that in hand, it refreshes
Yeah.
the mana crystals.
All
So you
right.
get tempo with that as well as the card draw.
That's true.
But the taunt gets smaller if you play the 6-drop first. Interesting.
Oh no. Or maybe you have to make it your hand space so you can make it a 10/10. Otherwise you overdraw. So
Yeah, 7 mana make it 10/10 and draw 3. I think 10/10 with taunt and draw 3. I think is a very good.
you need to use Druid Vision. All right.
I'll give that a.
I'm
It
gonna
might
give
be a
it a
3.
2. I'm not quite convinced. But yeah, we'll see.
It's the
See how
first druid.
good.
I
Like
think every druid
remember, there's
card you're
also no nature studies, so I can't like. I'm not playing Overgrowth on 3. I can play Wild Growth in the Guff, like the slowest. Like I don't get to scam the ramp. So you know what I
yeah,
mean.
that's true.
But maybe, but even okay. So, anyways,
That card is powerful in a nutshell, though. Anyway, next card, Hedra the Heretic.
heretic,
Heretic.
heretic.
Heretic. Hedra the Heretic. 7 mana, 4/5 Naga. Battlecry. For each spell you've cast while holding this, summon a minion of that spell's cost. Oh, that makes the last card even better. Because that would make a 7-drop.
Yeah. So this is, but you have to hold this. These hold this cards are bad. Like
Yeah.
it's like if it was each card you've played this game, I would say this is a good card because you could draw it, and you've built it up. But now it's like I gotta hold this awkwardly in my hand for like like I don't want to have this on the early turns. I don't want to have a 7-drop. I want cards that I can play.
Yeah. So this card would be good if Druid was like anti-aggro, and that would be the one card that doesn't care about beating aggro. Like an Elana
Yeah.
in Mage or something. It might still be okay. I don't know.
But you're thinking the meaty, the one that summons for like the cards you have in your hand. Like so, if you had like a Survival of the Fittest, you get a 10-drop. But that's not ones you've played, right? It's the opposite. I'm giving
Yeah.
this a 1. This is garbage.
Damn.
Right?
I'm giving this a 3. I think this Druid needs a payoff card, right? And I think that
It's called Kazakhstan. So,
yeah, it's better than Kazakhstan. Oh, I
yeah,
guess. Oh, okay. No, you're right. Kazakhstan is probably better. I'll give that a 2.
yeah. So,
Damn. Oh, Kolak.
yeah.
Another 7 mana card for Druid because we needed more.
Yeah. So Kolak Shell. This is. I really like this card. It's really cool,
So
but at the same
I'm gonna
time,
read
it's terrible. So, my opinion.
wait, 7 mana, 6/5, Colossal +1, immune while you control Collapse Shell. So 7 mana, 6/5, that's immune when you. And Colossal is like, when you summon this or play this, it comes with a second card at
Yep.
the same time,
Yep.
which is 0/8 taunt, death rattle, gain 8 armor. So this is like 7 mana. Against aggro, you like heal 16, which is kind of nice. No, that's not true because rush, but you heal
So
like 8.
I think this is like. So the problem is Druid wants to for 7 mana like Druid can't be like a warrior where your opponent can get a huge tempo advantage and then you brawl, and then negate that and then play this. Like this would be a better warrior card in my opinion than a Druid card because Druid falls back and it has to inefficiently trade back. It can't doesn't have the scalable clears. That's part of its class identity. So like when am I going to want to play this? Like I'm playing this as Druid versus Control Warrior, a matchup where I'm already a 90% favorite practically. Like, I mean, it'd be good against that, but anything is good against that. What am I playing this? You know,
You can play that in your Beast Druid.
oh, I could play this in my Beast Druid. Okay, yeah,
How?
it is a beast. It does. It does. Oh, it does reduce the cost of my my Frost Savers. So okay, now it goes from a 1 to a 1.2. So you know,
Oh, but yeah, okay. So for 7 mana Druid cards, you have Scale of Onyxia. Now you have the 7 mana draw 3 cards and summon a taunt. You have the other one, the Hedra the Heretic, and now they print that. Like they just cluttered the 7 mana pool of like
yeah, they actually did. It's kind of
good
awkward. Yeah.
Druid cards, and now you're
And
like
there's no
they're all
overgrowth,
good.
so you can't go overgrowth into 7 mana card.
Yeah.
So
And yeah, so there's a lot of good options for 7 mana. I don't know how many 7 mana cards you can actually run. I don't know if any of those are better than Skill of Onyxia. I think this one is good
yeah,
with Skill of Onyxia because you, on a turn, you like coin Skill of Onyxia, for instance, and then like you clear the board, and then you stabilize with this one that heals you for 16 or whatever.
maybe if they print if your whole deck is 7 mana cards like payoff, maybe this card sees play. You know,
Yeah,
because they're kind of starting that down that direction. I think that could happen. So
yeah.
but it's funny because I like this card, but I know it's trash. I'm giving it a 1. So,
Okay. I'll give it a 1/2 then.
but it's such a cool card. Maybe they should have printed it for 6 mana. Then I maybe could give it a 2. You know.
Oh, and there's a Earthen Scale in Druid now for like armor. So I guess it's Earthen Scale is 1 mana, gain a bunch of armor. It's probably better.
Ooh, gotta get the bees and then play. You played the wild one where you gain 2,000 armor. It's fun.
Yeah, I've never played that, but
Yeah.
I heard.
Okay.
And that was Hunter.
Okay. So I guess I'm doing it now. Conscious Call. Draw a Naga and a spell. So I'm. It's so hard for me. Like Hunter has let me down for ever since. Like I used to when I played Mech Hunter and Secret Hunter, but like Hunter's been lame for a while in my opinion. It's all just like tempo face Hunter. You know, Quest Hunter's okay. Kind
They
of
brought
that's
back the secret 3 drop that makes your secrets free.
oh interesting. Okay.
I think Cloaked Huntress.
So yeah, but this is like in the world of like massive efficiency that Hearthstone is a 3 mana draw 2 that slightly tutors, to be honest, gonna be good enough? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you can put out the Swindle, which is 2 mana draw through, and it can be prepped or Foxy frauded.
Yeah.
This is
And like Hunter can't afford inefficient plays the way other classes can, you know?
Yeah.
It like I give this a 1. I might give this not a 1 in another class, but in Hunter I'm gonna give this a 1.
Let me just look at all the Hunter cards. There's 1 Naga card, 2 Naga cards in Hunter.
Yeah.
They're pretty
Man.
good, but
Hunter is a really good Naga. Okay, well we'll see. But
I'm
maybe
gonna
I'm
give it
a,
a 2.
all right, Harpoon Gun. If this here attacks, if a beast reduces its cost by 2, dredge. That might be okay. You can tutor out cards. you can reduce their cost. You can get like four. You can get four cost reduction with this card, right?
Yeah. I mean, when you dredge twice in a row, the second dredge is not that good. Like, you see the same options every time, except for the one you picked.
Oh, interesting. It doesn't like reshuffle your deck. Okay.
No.
I still think it's good. Um,
Is it better than the other weapon? Honorable kill, get +1/+1? Maybe.
I mean, this is a value card. The other one's this is about drawing beasts, getting them reduced. Like
Yeah.
you could use this to, yeah. Um, you know, too bad the broken bottom feeder isn't a hunter card because this would be insane, right?
But like, imagine for instance you play that card and none of the three cards at the bottom of your deck are beasts. You swing once and you see that, and then you swing another time and like 2 out of 3 cards you know already are not beasts. So you're only gonna get
Yeah.
it's not great, I think. And it's a fire war axe, which is bad. Can reduce
I turned up Monsanto's voice. Is that a good chat?
volume.
Bridge is better the second time. I'm gonna give it a 3. I think I like it. I don't know. It's my gut.
Why Monsanto so loud?
Wait, bit too loud. All right, I'll turn him down.
You give that a 3? I give that a
I don't know.
1.
I just like it. I don't know. I I don't like that. I don't like thinking about it too much. I like letting my heart decide. So
Okay.
it's more fun that way. So then you can have the. Remember, we ignore all the mistakes and then you just call out. Oh, I knew this card was going to be OP a month from now. Like I called it. So your spells this turn are poisonous. This is interesting.
1 mana. Without thinking about it, I thought this was trash. Like I don't know how many 1 mana spells you get to keep. Is that good in Quest? Oh, it's good in Quest Hunter, isn't it? Because like it's a spell.
Yeah.
And it's cheap, and Furious Howl is like better than Professor Slate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it well, I when cards address a class's weaknesses, I tend to think they're good. So this is like Hunter, being able to take out, a bunch of big minions can be tough. So if you have this, and you can take out their whole board,
Yeah. I guess my mind is kind of skewed because like recently a lot of the decks, like half the decks are like no minions decks or like a couple of minions decks and mostly spells. So I see
Yeah.
that like, okay, whatever, I don't care. Like I'm gonna play that 1 mana do nothing so that I can draw an extra card with my Furious Howl. But I mean, Quest Hunter right now has a lot of dead spots that you don't like. You have to play Pouch or Mini Mage or like shitty cards, and this is better. I guess I'll give that. I was gonna give it a 1, but now I'll give it a.
I was gonna give it a 3, but you talked me down to a 2. So
I was gonna be like 2 or 3, but if I talk to a 3, a 2, I guess it's.
Okay. Hydrolodon. Give your Hydra heads rush. So, and Houndmaster Shaw in the core set.
Oh.
I love this card. I can't. It's so cool because you just get more and more Hydra heads.
Okay, so you summon 2 Hydrolodon heads, which are 3 ones that summon 2 of themselves when they die. And they keep summoning more of themselves if they have Rush. Or if
Yeah,
they trade, they
if I have
die.
a Houndmaster Shaw on board, I just clear the whole board, no matter how big it is.
That's true. And
Turn
I guess
Monsanto down a little bit more. Okay, sorry about that.
I guess you need the APM, but yeah, like if someone has like a 50-50, it's hard. Only the first 2 have Rush unless you have Master Shaw.
Yeah.
So this is 7 mana 5/5, deal 6 damage to the board and summon 4 3/1s that summon 2 of themselves if they die as a death rattle. Hydrolodon
You can run Broom. You can play this trade and then do the next 4 and get a Broom. So
Isn't Broom rotating? I think Broom is.
so But anyways, okay, volume's good now. Great. Okay.
Oh,
So,
and this okay. So if this is at the bottom of your deck, you can reduce it to 5 mana after you play the weapon on 3 and coin it on 4.
see, I told you the weapon was OP. So, yeah,
Okay, that
you
card looks
know.
really
Okay.
good.
I should give it at least a 3. But is it a 4? I don't feel like it's quite a 4. Just like these kind of things, like these kind of cards, quite like this would have to be like the Doctor Boom to be a 4. You know what I mean?
I mean, this is stronger than Doctor Boom, but Doctor Boom right now wouldn't see play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reading is
Yeah.
hard. I'll give it a 3. 3 is I don't think it's a 4. But yeah,
Good.
that looks fun though.
Yeah.
Okay, Naga's Pride. Summon 2/2 lionfish. Played Naga holding this +1/+1. So cards of similar power without the +1/+1 have seen play. You know?
Without the, I mean, this is like Secret Agent in Rogue. This 3 mana for
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that sees play.
that does see play.
Can
But
be
you have
shadow
to have played
stepped, but what?
yeah, but you have to have played a Naga.
Yeah.
So if you play Naga turn 1 or 2, but Hunter doesn't have good Nagas to play on turn 1 or 2. I don't know about the neutrals.
Yeah.
This is only ever good on turn 3 or on turn. If you have coin, it's not good on turn 3. It's only good on turn 2. So you have to have a 1 mana Naga, and that's kind of not super consistent, right? I mean, you can still play it as 2/2s, but this is terrible as 2/2s.
Okay, I'll give it a 1.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Can I give this one like a -1? I looked at this card earlier and I was trying to see. Resh. Okay. Death Rattle put a Sunken Saber on the bottom of your deck. Oh, that's got to be huge. Payoff, right? Summon a beast from your deck. Okay, so I can summon a beast. So
Okay, so you play 2 beasts in your deck, this and King Crush.
Oh, huge payoff. You know, like I could
Huge
deal
payoff.
8 damage. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh wait,
gonna lose the
Hydralodon
game.
beast. So you can
Oh,
play Hydralodons.
interesting. But it's colossal, so it's not like a battle cry. So it always pulls the hydras, right?
Yeah,
Oh god,
but
I
but
don't want to have
the
to
Hydras don't have,
reevaluate how bad I thought this card was.
no, the Hydras don't have Rush in it because the Hydralodon
Oh,
don't
interesting.
have Rush as the battle cry. No, it's
So
still
that's
trash. It's still trash.
all right. I'll give it a 1 still, but it's cool. All right, I see.
It was almost.
I'll let Funky Monkey make a deck with this, and then I'll. So
Okay.
wait, I just gotta host that.
John Bray.
John Bray, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome everyone from John Bray's stream. We're doing a card review.
Yep, we're gonna figure out. Everything will be settled after this.
Yep.
0% inaccuracy rating, according to Stockfish. So,
True.
anyways, all right. Next, we got emergency maneuvers. Secret: when a friendly minion dies, summon a copy of it. It's dormant for 1 turn.
So this is good. I mean, this is to be played with like big minions only.
Or we can do it with the Asher and Saber and get 2 Sunken Sabers in our deck, and then we could pull one out.
Yeah.
Wait, the secrets is nuts. Is it not, John Bray?
The fact that it's dormant for 1 turn is like. So it's dormant for 1 turn, and then the turn where it awakens, it can't attack still. So you attack. You play that so you can attack with it in 2 turns. If it dies now, if it dies the next turn, you can attack with it in 3 turns.
How does dormant work in this situation? Because your opponent kills it on their turn. Does it wake up the next turn?
I mean, it wouldn't say dormant for 1 turn.
No, but your opponent can't kill it immediately. It's dormant, and then on your turn it wakes up. That's kind of how other things work like that. Like if
so the dormant would actually be a benefit.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's that way, then maybe there's more.
Interesting. Now I have no idea if I want to actually play this though. Like, what happens when they kill my 1/1? You know? And then
Well, you can't have a 1/1 in your deck. You have to play big.
Okay. It can't stop it from being on board. What's the legendary Naga? We'll get there later. All right, I'll give it a 2 because I'm lazy. So it's too hard. A death.
Yeah, but still not that good, John Bray. I think like it's I'll give it a 1.
Okay.
Not a believer.
The 2 is like the rating that you can't be held responsible unless it's a 4. It's the only. If it's a 1, you're like, oh, I thought it might have a chance. You know. If it's a 3, oh, slightly more powerful than I expected. You know.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's
Bar-
true. Two is the
the cowards.
coward
Rating.
way. Yeah. Oh, I was wondering a spell that I see deal damage. So
Enemy. It's an enemy. You play
yeah.
Naguaholis, choose a second target.
I mean, this is to be a 3 or a 4 because it's a 2 of Inquest Hunter.
Yeah, it's just objectively better than Arcane Shot, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll give it a 4. All right.
4 is like it breaks the game, to me at least.
Yeah, like Twin Spell broke the game. One mana cards break the game, like not 7 mana cards. So, all right, I'll give it a 4.
Oh, okay. I give it a 3. Give it a 3.
I don't
One
know.
day I'll give it a 4. I don't know to which card yet. Definitely
All
not
right.
this one that people have been hyping as hell.
Okay, after you cast a spell, deal damage equal to its cost to the enemy hero. I was thinking about this. This card's kind of like spell damage, you know?
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Like this hunter, like yeah, if you combo this with like 8 mana worth of spells, that's nice. But you could still
But
do
you're
that
not
with
gonna do it.
yeah.
And it's like at best it's an 8 mana 8 damage. Like it's a
Yeah.
10 mana 8 damage. And you're like I guess 10 mana you deal more than 8 damage because your damage
Yeah.
deal damage, but like
But like decks that want to just do burn don't really need this. They'd rather just have like a quest hunter would rather just have another spell, you know? And like a tempo deck doesn't really want this because like cards that overvalue face damage, you know, as their thing early on kind of suck because you lose board advantage. You know what I mean?
it's a tempo card. Oh, I just thought this is comparable to like Penflinger when it could go face. It's like you change your mana into damage.
Oh, I see. But you only could do it once. That's the point. Penblinger, you could do it over and over and over again, and
Yeah.
you could do minions.
So this is worse than Penflinger
Yeah,
for sure.
because I want to be aggressively differentiating my opinions from others here, so I'm gonna give this a 1.
I'll give it a 2.
All right.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people in their card review will have given that a lot, but I haven't looked at any card review because I wanted this one to be authentic.
Yeah, I haven't either. So, um, yeah, so wrong. Another no hands apology video. All right. Battle cry. If you cast a spell while holding this, your next spell casts twice. Ooh, is that good? So all I have to do is like play this, and then I play aim shot, and I win the game, right?
Well, this would be worse than an aim shot in that scenario. I guess aim shot
Well,
would
no,
have
I
won.
play this, and then I play aim shot, and I deal 12 damage for 5 mana.
Yeah, but you also played a 4 mana 4/4. Is aim shot the best way to use this? They didn't print any big hunter spells, so I guess so.
Well, I just yeah, I go with the easiest example in my brain to see. Yeah, it doesn't have to be same turn, so.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be same turn, so like it has that over Solar Eclipse, but Solar Eclipse is good in Druid because there's expensive spells that do a lot.
Let me see if there are any other hunter cards I want to play. Oh, the people are thinking conscious call. This card's, I don't know. I gave this a 1, so I'm committed. That being terrible. You can't duplicate emergency maneuvers. That's a pretty big negative. So another reason why it's a 1 or 2.
The Twin Bow Terracoil? Like, do you play that in? No, you don't play that in Quest Hunter because it costs 4,
Yeah.
and you're running Drekthar. I don't think you run the Raz Nashzan in Quest Hunter either because you run Drekthar and you'd rather have bigger minions.
Yeah.
So, like,
I'm saying, like, do you put this in like Face Hunter as a top end? Probably
uh,
not, to be honest. Oh, you're right. It does suck, doesn't it?
yeah,
Uh,
if the Rhino and the 4-drop and Wolperting are rotating, you probably run Drekthar instead now.
yeah. Well,
So,
I always say like 4 mana cards have to be really good. Everybody thinks 4 mana cards always suck, or they're broken. Like it's something about 4 mana. Things need to be really powerful when you play a 4 mana card. You know.
mhm.
So
I'll give it a 2
I'm
because
gonna
I
go.
feel
I'm gonna go with a 1 to go with the to piss off, so I can do more apology videos for content. So.
two Nagas that everyone's hyped about. We gave 2 1s and 2 2s.
Yeah.
Insane.